Hello and welcome to Blue Club Sports, coming at you with another Chelsea video as soon as, well, not as soon, the day after we get news that Thomas Tuchel is out as manager. We get another announcement that Graham Potter from Brighton is going to be our next head coach. So head coach, emphasis on head coach, because he's just going to be dealing with the players. He won't have any say on transfers or big picture things. He's just going to be dealing with training, setting up the team, and set subs and what a coach does. It's a little weird. It's a little weird that Graham Potter would agree to that because, he doesn't have say on what players come in. He has to make do with what he has. But maybe he's betting on himself, He's the type of coach that, he sells two of his best players during the summer with Mark Cucurella and Yves Bissouma. And he's doing well off, they're in fourth right now in the table in the Premier League. So he can do what he can do, get the best out of the players. That's his reputation. What he's done at Brighton has been phenomenal for the size of the club Brighton are. And I approve of the decision. Graham Potter, I think Thomas Tuchel, the way he is, the personality he is, some of the players got sick of him, grew tired of him. And you can tell, and you know what players they are, right? There's some players that said, "Thank you, you're the best." They said they put a farewell post on Twitter and Instagram, like Thiago Silva, like Azpilicueta. The real players, the real Chelsea players that aren't a bunch of fucking softies, aren't fucking bitching and moaning, always playing the victim and not taking accountability for their poor performances. And and you get players, and like Reece James also put a post. You're not going to get a goodbye post from Christian Pulisic or Hakim Ziyech, players that think that they're worthy of wearing the Chelsea shirt, players that think they're worthy of being on the team sheet every game. But they're not. They're obviously not. The reason why Pulisic gets credibility is because he's American. He's Captain America, which is, Marvel should sue all the Pulisic fans for basically throwing that name through the mud. Your Captain America used to mean something, and every time you tie it to Christian Pulisic, it's losing its value every time you do it. But enough with the jokes. Graham Potter, I think, interesting that he would agree to basically have his hands only on the ingredients but not choosing the ingredients, if that makes sense. But a great chef can do the best with random ingredients, right? I do have faith in Graham Potter, but I just don't know. There's potential there, but I don't know what his ceiling is. Can he win us an FA Cup? Possibly. I think so. Can he win the Premier League, though? Can he win the Champions League? And that's where I have questions. I think he's a great coach. I think a great manager. But he's going to be dealing with egos here. He's going to have to deal with Pulisic and his dad on Twitter. He's going to have to deal with Hakim Ziyech coming off the performance of a lifetime in Zagreb, where he thinks he's a one-man team even though he's shit. He's going to have to deal with Mason Mount, who looks like a shell of himself this season. He's going to have to deal with a midfield led by Jorginho that hasn't been looking like himself. Conor Gallagher that looks like he's trying too hard and he's just failing, utterly failing. He has a lot on his plate. Also, he has Aubameyang. Hard to handle Aubameyang, according to Arteta. So there's a lot on his plate. And I think maybe simplifying the job, just dealing with the day-to-day matters as just a head coach might be the best. But Todd Boehly, we got to assume now. We know now going forward that this guy is just as cutthroat, just as cold as Roman Abramovich was. Whether Chelsea fans wanted to think there was a change there, I thought so. I thought that we were going to have stability finally at Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel and Todd Boehly were going to be on the same page. We were going to be having a clear plan for a long-term plan at the club. But that's just not going to be the case, is it? So I think it's going to be more of the same like we saw under Roman, and we've been very successful under Roman. But, you know, Chelsea fans were excited for this new owner because it was a change from Roman. He was going to give Tuchel time. He was going to buy into the bigger picture. And, you know, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Todd Boehly came in. He spent $2 billion, just £2 billion just to buy the club, and another $2 billion because of the debts and, you know, plans to rebuild Stamford Bridge. And I think he's just as cutthroat as Roman because he has the same expectations as Roman. He wants to win the Premier League. He wants to be in the Champions League contending. And he just wants to keep Chelsea at the level they were, if not even higher. But we'll see how Graham Potter does. Due to the unfortunate passing of Queen Elizabeth, it appears that the games this weekend will be called off. So we will not face Fulham on Saturday. But it looks like our next game will be against Red Bull Salzburg at home at Stamford Bridge. So that's going to be a big jump, you know, for Graham Potter, going from Carabao Cup games and Premier League games with Brighton to a Champions League group stage match against Salzburg. It's definitely going to be a big jump for him. I wish him the best. I'm not a negative person. I'm not going to be negative on Potter. I really hope he does it. But expectations, I don't think I could look like a fool right now, but I'm just not a buyer that he will win the Premier League. I don't think he'll win the Champions League. I think what will happen is we might win an FA Cup, but after 2 years he's going to be out. So just because he's going to be hit with a bunch of injuries or bad run of games, we lose a couple games on the trot and he's out. But that's the deal with Chelsea. When you sign up for Chelsea, this is what you get as a manager. Whether it's right or wrong, that's the facts of the situation. But yeah, still champions of the world, Chelsea Football Club. They always keep it interesting, don't they? But if you've been enjoying my Chelsea videos, please leave a like on the video. Also, comment down below what you think. Did they sack Tuchel too soon? Do you think Potter's the right man for the job? Also, subscribe if you haven't done so to Blue Club Sports. And if you're on social media, please give me a follow on Instagram and Twitter at Blue Club Sports. But thank you for watching, guys. I'm really appreciative of all the support I've been getting so far. And you guys have a good day.